Hi, welcome to TechnoPro. Today we're going to see something very important, especially for those of you that use a lot Gmail interface. The Gmail UI or user interface is a very intuitive interface for professionals. We all like the security that Google provides and the simplicity of its interfaces. What we're going to see today is how you can add a corporate email or a private email to your Gmail account, just like I do. For example, I have a Gmail address, but I mostly use my private email. My private email is roderick@prosperosiris.com. So that's what I've been using as a professional because I have a brand to take care of. And my brand is prosperosiris.com. And all the product services, they use that brand. And then that's how people relate to you. They relate to your brand. So that's why I really, really recommend you professionals. Do you have a private or company brand to ensure the message of the brand is conveyed? So let's start it. What you want to do is you go to Gmail, okay, among all the services that we have available. With Google, you press on Gmail. Then you go to your Gmail. I assume that you already have a Gmail account and you're going to add your private email, okay? Private email, I mean by, for example, the domain name is a private domain name. For example, if you have a company called IP Tools, then you could have a domain called IP Tools. And no matter what the name would be, it just has to convey your brand message. So it's company brand or personal brand. So you want to go to settings here and you go to configuration. Once you go to configuration, you go to that part where it says, let's wait in a bit. It's loading. Okay, you just press the settings button and you go to configuration. Though you see my interface in Spanish, but it's pretty much the same thing because Google's interface is so simple that you cannot be lost. All right, so this is going to open in a while. Just go to settings and press configuration area. It's coming, it's coming. All right, I forgot to tell you that as prerequisite, you want to have your private email, okay? In this case, I have a private email here that I created on my domain, my private domain, and you will have a password. Though you see my password here, but after the training, I'll just change it so you won't have to do, you won't be able to do anything with it, okay? And you want to have the settings also for your private email server, because I do have a private email server, which means I have a mail hosting server that I am paying monthly. Okay, so my recommendation to you is if you really want to keep a brand, then you have to pay for it. It is not free. Okay, so let's go to our Gmail. Here you have different parts, but you want to go to accounts and import and see you have two areas. For example, you have import messages and contacts. Basically, this is for when you want to import in that private box. For example, you were not using before, then you want to import all the emails and contacts, and you would just go here and configure the settings. But if you want to use your private email to message and communicate with people, you want to use this option where it says send message as. You see, right now I have a email, which is a Gmail. Then I'm going to add here. where it says add a new email address. Okay, so since I've already done it yesterday, then I'm going to just show you the steps. Basically, I could just press on edit here, but basically though I press edit or add, it would do the same, actually the same settings. So let's see. Here you have the name that I want people to see. This is something that many folks, they don't know the importance of that. This is your identification. For example, if I email you, you will see Ingeniero Rodriguez Osiros, because that's what I want to convey as message. Okay, so many people just leave that, and then when they send you an email, you just see an email, and sometimes the email doesn't say anything. Always remember, in marketing, you need to relate to people. So that's how you relate, is conveying a clear message. So if I put Technopro e-learning, then when I send an email to someone using that email, the person will see that. If you're a medical doctor, you could say MD, for example, or if you're a lawyer, you might put lawyer or your title, though. That will convey a stronger message, though, if instead of just putting your email address that doesn't really say much. Okay, then you press, and of course it's going to ask you to put the email, then you will insert the email. Remember, I'm just going through that, but I already did it yesterday, but it's the same thing. Then you press here, next step. It'll ask you for the server. Remember, I explained to you, you would need this information. The server in this case would be that one, you see here, okay? And those settings, you would get it from your mail hosting provider or your mail administrator, okay? Then you would just put it here, okay? Your server and the port. Basically, the port information is provided here as well. It depends on the protocol that you're using. If you're using POP3, which is basically, its role is get a copy of all the emails on the server, but it doesn't basically synchronize with your email server. If you want to synchronize, then you would use the option of IMAP or IMAP. So I mostly prefer to use POP3 or POP3 because basically it helps you manage the space that you have on the server. So I recommend you to use the POP3 though. Let's go back, okay? You put the information and you put your password, and the password that you'll be provided by your email administrator. Then you specify that it's a secured connection. Your administrator will tell you, for example, here you could see I have SSL and TLS, which is security protocols for the email communication. And remember the port, which is 465, and as you can see, it's specified 465 here. Okay, and your username basically will be your email, okay? So it doesn't change. And you put the password that I just mentioned, and you press save. When you press save, it'll ask you to enter a code. Very important. You need to have access to that email. So that is why you need the email address and also the password. Then you would open your browser. For example, in my case, I'd go to the web browser, okay, and then just do my server basically, and then put the webmail, okay, which is normally the hosting would tell you where it is, okay. That's how you basically will be able to access it. If you don't know, you just need to ask your hosting provider for the URL. And here you put the email address and the password. Once you insert the password, you'll be able to access the inbox, and you would see the code Google would send to you. And with that code, you'll be able to continue. You would be able to finish the configuration. Once it's done, then Google would show you this here. You see? Yeah. Now, if you want to use exclusively this email as your in and out, then you would say, put this as my predefined. It will automatically set this as predefined. For now, this is not predefined. It's the Gmail that is predefined. So if you want to really use your private brand for everything that you'll be doing, you'd better choose this option of predefined. Okay. Basically, that's it. Remember, if you have the emails that are stored on the server and you want to import into the content to Gmail, then you would use that option. But if you want to use the email itself as sending receiving, then you want to add this account as we have explained to you. As a professional, you really want to take care of your personal brand or company brand so that the message can be conveyed. Do you know Google is so famous because they were using the Gmail brand a lot on their signature, and also iPhone has used that a lot. That's why before you used to see, if you receive an email from iPhone, it would say sent from my iPhone. That's a marketing message. It's not because iPhone loves you, or it's just a marketing strategy. So that's why I encourage you to have your own brand and market it the right way. It was a pleasure being with you. I hope you enjoyed learning something new and you start using your personal or company brand for your own success. Till next time for another video, remember to subscribe to my channel, then you'll know the next videos when they are released. Bye bye, till next time.